Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday the 13th of November to Friday the 17th of November 2023. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. So let's start with the Nifty chart and let's start with the monthly chart first. So as you can see on the monthly chart, we are seeing consolidation. Markets did close the month a little bearish and now prices are retracing back. What is interesting to see is that we have closed into a weekly supply, and this week has started slightly negative, although as per yesterday, the Diwali celebrations, we had during Muhurat trading, we had Nifty gap up and gap up very, very strongly. And today, the market did gap down. So this is your pro gap now on the chart, which is a very, very interesting scenario now. And it will be, important to see and watch if this price level holds and prices do start moving to the downside. If the prices do start reacting to this level of supply, your first level of demand or your first target could be this possible area here. And this is the area from where we could expect to see a little bit of a bounce. Okay. Um, we are in a very, very crucial area now because we are within weekly and daily supply. So right now it's more of a sideways consolidation to slightly more bearish bias more than bullish because we have already rallied all the way from here. And of course, once this 19,200 level breaks, then market will come back to retest these 18,900 levels. So let us see in the days to come whether the Nifty is going to react and start moving down. In fact, last week we had plotted these two levels of supply. Market did gap up into this area, reacted nicely, and this is where the markets are holding on to this level. So it is important now to see whether the markets come into this gap level and whether they do give us a reaction from here or then prices break down and start moving further to the downside. All right, let's start with the Bank Nifty and let's look at the important and key levels on the Bank Nifty. So very similar to the Nifty, the Bank Nifty also has given a little bit of a strong opening for this month, and the prices have rallied all the way again into this key supply level, which we had identified last week. Markets gapped up into this area, and then now today we see a little bit of a corrective move to the downside. Whether this will lead to more selling pressure is only time will tell. But what we see on the daily chart is that this is what is happening on the daily chart. We are seeing a little bit of consolidation, and we saw this gap up, then another round of selling, and then again in the end we saw this the price pulling up all the way. So this is going to be a key level. Any close above 44,113 will induce more buying pressure on the index, taking the markets further up. But if this supply zone does hold, then we might move into a little bit of a consolidation to slightly more bearish phase on the Nifty. And possibly in days to come, 42,262 to 41,976 odd levels might be tested once again. All right, let's move on to the Nifty Financial Services. And let's quickly have a look at the FinNifty chart. All right, so let's look at the FinNifty chart now, the Nifty Financial Services. Again, very similar formation that to the Bank Nifty. If you go onto the weekly chart, again, very, very same, similar formation, drop base drop, retest, and now prices are showing a little bit of a move or a possible move to the downside. Only in the coming days and the coming weeks, this level will actually play out. So it will be interesting to see whether the markets hold on to this key level here. Let's move on to the daily chart. And on the daily chart, just like the Bank Nifty, again, the Fin Nifty is also showing a little bit of consolidation, not, a little bit indecision to say so, not being able to actually find a clear move. So markets are just consolidating. And due to this reason, because Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty are all in supply, we might expect the markets to consolidate or they might even give a big, strong move to the downside. At least that is what the higher time frame charts are telling us. Let's look at the next important chart here. We are going to look at the India VIX to see what are the VIX levels. So let's look at the VIX levels with a slightly big picture. So let's look at the daily chart here. And for quite a few days, the VIX was trading in these 9, 10, 11 uh, percentage levels. And then when we suddenly saw a spike here on the 27th of October, that's the time when the VIX actually spiked up. Right now, the levels are still pretty constant. But what this is indicating is that in case if the VIX does increase, there'll be a little bit of pressure on the indices. So 14.86 to 16.18 is possibly the supply zone where we are expecting the VIX to move towards. And if that happens, and if that happens pretty significantly, then we are going to see we're going to see a possible big move to the downside on the indices if that happens. All right, let's look at the USD INR now. So let's move on to the currency markets. Okay, so let's wait for the currency charts to load. All right, so we've been talking about this consolidation for quite some time now, and we were also talking about a big break above this level. Now markets are trying hard to move and close above this level. So let's move on, look at our daily chart. And as you can clearly see over here, this was one attempt, this was a second attempt, this was the third attempt. So seems like there is some intervention which is coming from the RBI whenever the prices, try and close above this level. So it'll be interesting to see whether the USD INR closes convincingly above 83.33. And if that happens, it might gain a very, very strong momentum to the upside, which also means that because the indices are in supply, there might be some profit booking coming on the indices. So this could be a good reading to keep a close watch on the indices and what is the next possible big move that might occur on them. All right, the stock for the week, it's one of my favorite stocks. So Bajaj Finance. So we're just going to have a look at some key levels on Bajaj Finance. Let's start with the big picture first. Okay, so let's start with Bajaj Finance. Bajaj Finance has rallied and rallied very, very strongly on the monthly chart. Currently, there is still consolidation, so no clear direction on the monthly chart. On the weekly, we see a little bit of profit booking coming at these higher levels, and probably the market might move a little bit more into the consolidation phase if that happens. We do see this area over here, and we'll just keep a close watch on this area. This is not really a level of demand, but this is more like a pivot formation. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, and on the daily chart, it's pretty much that level here. Now, this is not a great level because this possibly is indicating that this is a somewhat reaction to a level to the left. So it's probably this area here. But what is interesting to see is that we are seeing or possibly seeing a new area of supply develop on this chart over here around this level here. So this 7722 to 7914 is an area to watch out for. And what has actually happened over here is if you look very closely, all the retail traders and investors who are probably who bought at this breakout thinking that Bajaj Finance will continue its move to the upside, possibly have got trapped here, right? And then after all these buyers who have got trapped here, the market has completely reversed and moved very, very strongly to the downside. So looking at the chart, the assumption is that the prices might move back to this supply level 7722, 7914, and might continue to move all the way to the downside towards these areas, which is already the demand zone, which has already been tested. So a little bit more bearishness on Bajaj Finance more than anything else, but you can just keep this closely on your radar for the next few weeks to just see how the momentum comes into the stock and does price retrace towards the supply zone and then start moving to the downside. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the analysis for this week. Please do give your valuable comments, and if you have still not subscribed to our Sher Khan Education YouTube channel, hit the subscription button and do like our videos and give your valuable comments. Wishing all of you a very, very happy Diwali from the entire Sher Khan Education team and myself. Hope you have a wonderful year and may your trades always be in the green. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.